And welcome back, guys. It's Mr. Lax. We're doing another episode of Frame by Frame. This time we're going to be looking at sniping with the French nation and using the St. Chaman tanks, which are amazing. I love these tanks. They're just absolutely amazing. They're really good. And they're just, I don't know, they're the bomb. I think they're amazing. But, oops, that's the wrong one. So, we're going to be looking at how I snipe and, just be looking at more strategy, more ways to do it. Like I said, I'm still running the same comp here, which is I have actually 120 troops in my barracks, so I haven't really upgraded my barracks for industrial age. And when I do, I'm thinking about getting more Faciliers and more Raiders. I don't think I'll need any more tanks because I'm doing just fine with 7. So that's what we're doing right now, and we're just gonna be looking at how I do things and what's going on through my crazy brain. So we're gonna go ahead. We're looking at this guy. What's going on with this guy is we see right away he's let's see if I can move this out of the way here. We can see that he's he's silver 1. That's his, that's just where he's at. He's Chinese industrial age. Okay. He's got 16,000 gold, which really isn't much. It's not in the markets either. You can see the markets are empty, so it's probably going to be on the road network pockets of gold that are laying around. It might be in the town center, you don't know, just something like that. He's got some food, but it's going to be on the farms, not on the actual mills, because you see the mills are pretty empty right here. So yeah, it's going to be in the farms, and the farms are inside the walls. I don't want to deal with that. Same thing with the oil, not much oil. So I'm thinking, well, what I'll do is I'll just snipe this guy and just walk away, make it a quick, easy peasy snipe. I'm already looking at the base, the bunker. You know how I said in the last video they do a lot of damage? Well, when the lights are off like this, it almost looks like it's a vacant bunker. It means that the person didn't add fuel to the bunker. So bunkers, tanks run on oil for these bunkers. It's 100 oil per heavy tank. And it's like after 5 heavy tanks for defense, you have to refill it, and it takes about 500 oil to refill. So you just gotta, it's almost like you gotta drop oil into it every few battles or every few days or whatever, to kind of refuel it and give it some oil to make it run. So I can see this is out of commission, so it's like it's pretty much good as gone. I can see that he's got this guy right here, but the radius of this guy is gonna be like this maybe. This guy right here, I see him as well. His radius is probably going to be up to like here. So it's not really like there's any pressure from the top, so I could come from the top. I could see that from the bottom, there's just no way to come from the bottom. I was thinking that I could come like this. That was one of the first things that went through my mind, but I saw that really that's not really going to happen just because of this guy being there. And I can tank one of these, but to walk through this all the way up to here, this guy's gonna probably take out 2 of us, close to 3. I'd have to use a protect, so I don't want to have to do that. I can see right here in this little box right here where it would be the trade goods that I could get. There are no trade goods. He's also got no trade goods here, so don't need to worry about trade goods. So yeah, these engineers can take out these walls in one hit. When you go from Enlightenment Age wall miners would take 2 of these guys to break these walls, but industrial age wall miners will break these in one hit. They do 28,000 damage to walls, so I'm gonna guess that these walls have under 28,000 damage. I'm not really sure exactly how much damage or how much HP they have, but I know it's got to be lower because these wall miners can break through them. So yeah, so one thing that I would recommend for a lot of people if they want to do sniping and do this kind of comp where you can adapt to anything is I would definitely recommend getting your wall miners done. The first thing you definitely need is your tanks. That's what you absolutely need for this, to make this work in industrial age, because the tanks, when you upgrade them, they do twice as much damage. They take like 7,000 more HP, and even though they take a little bit longer to build and take twice as much to cost, it's worth it. So it goes from like Hussars taking 30 seconds in training blessing to these tanks taking like 50 seconds, which is totally worth. And then these, obviously the wall miners are huge, and that's just a big thing. So getting that out of the way, we're going to be looking at it. We can see that he's got yet another bunker over here, and this one is also out of commission. So I'm like, oh wow, I'm getting really lucky with this today. Like you can see that the there's a stable here. It's not even a way. There's like another stable here. Like I think what this guy was trying to do was really just protect the oil and like the trade goods and then some food in the middle, and just make it so that people can't come in and bomb him. And you'll see that in a second, because he's got these three right here, and he's just got like, you know, towers and stuff everywhere. So that's what I'm trying to get here. So he's probably not gonna, you know, he's just kind of protecting his stuff. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and drop I want to drop my plan right now is to drop wall miners to come in and below this right here, right below this hole, or this one right here, doesn't matter which, and then we'll send the tanks in to come in and just blow this up, right? But like I said in the past video, I also want to be careful that just because this looks like an easy snipe, there's nothing really dangerous in here, because if a howitzer or two pops out, I don't want to deal with that. So you can look at the level of their alliance gate, and he's Chinese, so he's not French, where we get an extra 6. So he could probably fit like a, you know, maybe like 1 or 2 like howitzers or something like that if his alliance has that kind of stuff. So I'm going, yeah, I definitely don't want to take the chance. So we're gonna take this pretty simple. Now, thing is about this base is that I don't like to think that a lot of players who do this kind of thing are dumb, because I like to think that a lot of players know what they're doing as far as traps, and I like to think that everyone places their traps in the right spot. Just because if let's just say I go into a battle going, oh, this guy's probably stupid enough to like not put his traps there, and we walk over the traps and lose, I like to be prepared and think about all the possible things, you know, the possible like outcomes, you know. So I'm gonna guess his traps are here, you know, just gonna be all the traps right here, you know, all of them like right here. That's just what I'm guessing, you know. I'm thinking, you know, this guy's gonna have traps right there. If I drop the wall miners, like, they're gonna die. If I drop the tanks, like, it's just not gonna work out. So what do I do? What do I do? What does one do? Well, that's what we have the fielders for. That's what I like to call faciliers, alright? They're cheap. They've got low hit points, which makes them great for dying to traps. So I'll spawn, you know, I'll spawn like one here so he can break all these traps, and I'll spawn another one so he can break all these traps. And the reason is, you know, like, I just want to take the proper precautions. So I went ahead and I dropped the faciliers. I was like, wow, no traps, because look at this, nothing's coming up. It's not like it will come up at you like a pop-up bug, but it's not. I was like, he's got no traps. Interesting. So now the next thing is, we gotta get in there, and we gotta like just get in there and take the, you know, get it. But he's got a fortress and max level, you know, and a max industrial age tower. So he's gonna be dealing a lot of damage per second to just like, if I were to send just one wall miner or two, they'd probably destroy both of them. So I was like, well, let's just send in all 4, so we guarantee that we break this wall. Like I said, I only need to send one wall miner in, but because there's this heavy damage right here, I just decided to send in 4. Honestly, I think sending in 3 would have been just fine, but I wanted to make sure, guarantee make sure, because I didn't want to lose his 39 metals that I got in and just sent 4. But to be honest, for efficiency sakes, 3 would have been the right number. So I'm gonna go ahead and show that. Send in all 4, and obviously you don't have to ping because they're gonna go in for that. And now I'm looking, and I see that we've got the alarm set here, and we're gonna see what comes out. I can see shock infantry here. I can see that there's some soldiers here coming from this garrison. So, you know, we've got a lot of attention here. So we're coming in, and now we've got some of the tanks spawning. So now I'm like, okay, well, this is a little bit, you know, hot. I think we've got a lot of attention here. I definitely don't want these guys coming in and trying to ruin, you know, a perfect, like, honestly, I could have just sent them in, but I wanted to, you know, be completely safe, that there wasn't like some sort of like cannon hiding in, you know, behind that town center I didn't see. So I'm like, okay, let's look for a place to go ahead and drop the facilier. So I dropped the facilier here because he's really outside the range of the readout here. There's a, you know, there's a stable here that could pick up on this guy. There's a readout here that has like a range of here, so he can come in and kill this, while this little guy here is gonna spawn, and then all those guys are gonna travel down and kill, and then all these guys are gonna come in here, and then all the, you know, so it's just like a really good place right here. I thought was a good place was right here in this corner. So went ahead and dropped this facilier, and now we're just looking at the whole map and watching everything from now. I'm looking for the forbidden city. Where is it? Is it there? because it wasn't in the, okay, so the thing is, the Forbidden City wasn't in the walls, so it had to be somewhere out. And I knew that I had 4 facilities to go in and take it out. I was looking for it, couldn't find it. Also looking at where all the other gold and all the stuff was, and I could see that the gold was inside the wall, so there's just no worth. I was like, yeah, we're confirming. Now we're just sniping hardcore. You know, we're just going for the snipe. And so we sent another one in. It's kind of like I guess what I would call this next part is just kind of like, I call it playing with my food. It's a really weird like analogy, but it's pretty much like you've got these tanks that are coming over here to kill this guy, right? He dies, right? And everyone's kind of moving down. General like this area, they're moving down to this general area right here, right? And so what I'm pretty much doing is I'm sending another facility here so that we can get more people to officially move down, you know? Like I want them all to move straight down, okay? And I want to make it so that it's almost like when I say playing with my food is I'm just kind of like moving, I'm like manipulating them where I want to go, but it's like, I don't know, to me it's like I guess it just made sense to call it playing with your food. I don't know. Like maybe? No? Okay, never mind. Just kidding. Alright, moving on. But yeah, I didn't really connect the whole food part about that, but I don't know, my crazy mind, I just thought, dude, it's like playing with your food. It's great. I don't know. So next thing, we drop all the tanks in, and you can just see how much damage it did to this castle off the bat. It's like already half health. Like now it's half health. Look at that. But then we decided to ping the thing, and now I've got my protect ready because I'm like, this guy's dealing damage. This you know we've got this guy here dealing damage. This guy dealing damage. This guy's radius is here. But what if they decide like Hussars, the Enlightenment Age troop? What they would do is they would come in and they would spread out like this, and then obviously this guy would pick at them one by one. So I had this guy ready just in case I needed it, and I like to have it ready just in case. But I don't click, you know, because I'm using mouse and keyboard. I like to just have it ready in case maybe like if we're down to five tanks and this thing still has like 90% or like you know like over 80% of its health, I'm gonna drop a protect. I'm like, okay, we're losing guys way too quickly. So going ahead and playing. Ooh, look at that, right outside, right, literally right outside the range. Oh, right outside the range of this guy. Perfect snipe. Perfect snipe. And look at this damage that they're doing. Mortars aren't doing anything, and we're just going in. And now we're just like, okay, is there any, like, you know, can I take anything? Nope. Nope. Right here, major thing you want to look for. The battle is won. Victory. Make sure you look for that. You press yes. Press yes. Press yes. And then obviously, like I said, you know, some of these snipes, this is why I recommend higher metals, is because you can just live off the league bonus. Like, it just cost me 7 tanks, 4 wall miners, and 4 faciliers. These 7 tanks probably, like, I don't know, it's like they're 6,000 a piece. That's 42,000 gold, or sorry, 42,000 food. These wall miners cost, like, I don't know, I forgot how much they cost. Let's just say they cost, like, I don't know, like 3,000 a piece. That's like 12,000. So 42 and 12,000, that's like, I don't know, some like 42, that's 54,000. Let's say these guys cost like another like 2,000, so 56,000. We have 100,000 food, so that's like, you know, 45,000 ish food that we got extra as profit. We got 100,000 gold. We got, so, you know, 5,000 gold from that, which isn't really much. And then we got the oil, and then obviously the +1 metal. Victory, yay! So this is, you know, this is a really good one. With the composition that I was running there, you can, I always go into a battle and I can choose whether I want to raid it and loot it, or I just want to snipe it, you know. Raid and loot it are typically the same thing. So if I want to raid, loot it, or just snipe it, you know. And so it's really cool because I can, you know, if I'm gonna go snipe it, you know, I can use some of the troops to do distractions. If I want to raid it, I can distract enough where I can still raid it completely. So yeah, this is a really good raid, and this is gonna be a shorter episode of frame by frame. I think I'm getting a little bit better at making them shorter. So thanks again for tagging along for the ride, guys. And like I said, as always, you know, I hope you enjoy it, and just, you know, leave a comment in the description what you think about this, and any, you know, anything else you want to add to the to what's going on here. And let's just have a conversation in the comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say, and just see if you guys are learning anything, or, you know, there's anything you want to let me know. But yeah, dude, this has been another episode of Frame by Frame, and I hope you guys have a great day. Hope to see you on the next one. Stay frosty. Peace.